I want to talk to you today about some basic rudiments, basically what we use in facilities. Let's talk to you about colours and codes. So this is a basic principle for us. So the bottom 2 meters or 6 feet of a pole is yellow, and we don't put anything on yellow. When we have a fire extinguisher on there, we indicate at the top of the pole a red mark, because as you can see in some buildings, you can only see the top of the pole. That's really important for us. So it tells people from afar, fire extinguisher. And the second thing why we use this, we put red on yellow. People paint the post red. I want the red to stand out very quickly. So we normally put a very bright chromium yellow on the bottom there. Don't put anything there, and you can see from afar, there's a fire extinguisher on there. So that's one of our basic principles. Now this is a very unusual technique. This is where we put different anodized washers behind the lubrication points sometimes. So this could indicate, we see that quite a lot in Japan, but in the West here, we don't see that a lot. It's so simple. Or it could be, I can use one lubricant for the red and one lubricant for the yellow. A very low cost, easy thing to do, very effective. Now, here's a structure, tubular structure. We use tubular structures predominantly because of it's so flexible. We're using red and greens. So green, this is tooling coming to the machine, and red, this is tooling going back. So that's a basic principle, we do that. And you can see that in the center there, we have what we call the ink kits. They're in a first in, first out. That's another method. We don't like to use first in, last out. We always try and use first in, first out if we can. We just look back a little bit. From there, you can see over on the left, we have a cleaning station. So every machine gets the basic principles of a cleaning station. Instead of the operators looking at the end of the shift for tools, it's there. If you want people to clean the machine, give them the right tools for the job and present it in a way. Now, here's where we're using color at the machine level. So every machine gets a color, and everything associated with that machine is primarily on that one color. So this is how we display tool boards. Now, the important thing here, Derek, is for the tool board to be robust, it needs to have 3 things: color, shape, and a label. So you'll see behind every tool, you see some factories, they've got all different colors of tapes. That doesn't really work very well. So we use blue for information, but we use color on the tool itself. So we use the shape, we use color, and then we use a label. You go to several factories and they've got a pegboard up and it's got an outline. Those just don't work. But everybody tries that. We tried that many years ago. It just isn't robust enough.
No, well, this here is what is great is the fact that you know that the yellow is associated to this cart. So you're not going to take the yellow wrench and go put it on the cart that's identified with green or so.
Yes, it's very clear. And it enables then for the supervisors or the operators to ask the right question. Why is this wrench here? So that's what you're trying to do. Why don't we use toolboxes? If there's a 6mm wrench missing, I only find out when I need the tool. When it's on display, I can see immediately, 6mm wrench. Guys, can you find that for me before we finish the shift? Yep. So again, it promotes the right conversation with the leads and the operators. So that's why we use these type of tools. Now, I talked that every machine gets a color. So here's an example. So on the left-hand side, these are the listings. And on the right, this is the color associated with that machine. So you'll see the yellow, the expert fold, we've seen that. So everything on there. So that's what we do that. These are parts bins for the machine. And you can see again, we're using colors. Yep. It's easier for colors. We don't just use color in case people are color deficient. So we use a label and we use color. So that's how we know the right parts are for that right machine for weekend maintenance.
Well thought out.
It's a process, Derek.
Yep.
You know, I go to some places, I spend 15 minutes looking for the parts. I haven't got time for that. So this is how we do some maintenance areas. Here's another example of color. So this is incoming and outgoing tools from the vendors. So green, new tools coming to the factory. Red, there's a problem there, it's got to go out for inspection or repair. And there are 4 vendors here, we know that because on the right hand side there are 4 bins.
Okay.
So if I'm making a report out to the vendor in red, they just come in, they see that, well, I'm bin 3. Okay, so this is the paperwork. It's very quick. If there's nothing in there, there's no problem. And I can see very quickly incoming, oh, there's a new tool in, I need to get it booked in. So very simple, but easy to do.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so go on.
I was going to say, I also noticed that you had some markings also onto the floor. So you actually even put out your patterns out there onto seeing that you have allocated spaces.
Yes, thank you, Derek, for that. We don't use paint anymore. So we use this floor decal. We use white for wheels, WW, and we use yellow for perimeters or pallets. So this is, see, everything's on wheels, so it's easy to clean. I can just take the brake off, pull it out, clean, and then the decal tells the people, hey, that must go in that box. So that's why we use that decal, yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. I appreciate your time in this, giving this presentation of a glimpse of what you actually do, especially the printing industry. If people would like to get in contact with you, what would be the best way?
You can find us on the website at quadrant5c.com. That's the easiest way. You can contact us directly there as well. We have over 51,000 photographs at the moment.
Wow.
So people contact us directly. Hey, have you done this type of machine, or do you have some ideas? We generally have a photograph solution for you. We're very happy to send them out. I want to also take the opportunity. Your team also gives us lots of support.
Good partnership together will work to everybody's advantage.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity today, talking about some of the basics we use in some great factories all around the world, Eric. I really appreciate it.
Well, I thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.